What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the background noise. Got the AC unit kind of running right now. Last summer, could have turned it off, but I'm not that professional. I don't care. I'm just doing a beer review. It's for you guys. So it's coming from Transient Artisan Ales. I've had lots of their beer over the years, but I have not seen this one in quite some time, and I have never reviewed it. So I thought this would be a fun one to do for you guys. It's called Flightless DDH Wheat India Pale Ale. Kind of a different category. Don't usually see that very often. Clocking in at 5.5% ABV, and again, I've seen this over the years come in and out of distribution, but I have never tried it, so I thought I would give this one a go and give you guys my opinion of it. There is no canned on date, unfortunately, and this is it was just dropped into distribution, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure it's fresh. I don't know, but I guess I can't say. So $14.99 for a 4-pack. Let's dive into this one. Let's get into it, guys. Still 72 degrees in beautiful northern Michigan. It is 9/2 time of recording. Happy September to all of you. I've got a lot going on this month. I have a ton of reviews I've been doing. I am backlogged, but here we are still reviewing for you guys. Let's go for it. Hope you guys are doing well. It was a crazy summer. It was too short. It always is. But that's all right. We're moving on. I'm going to be a little bit more proficient on my time now and a little bit more things to do in the leisure category. Let's go for it, guys. So Flightless, again, I feel like, I swear I reviewed this, but I looked it up. I did not. So we have definitely a hazy beer. It's in between the wheat looking and New England style put together, but again, it's only 5.5%. Wasn't like the thickest beer I've ever seen, but certainly you're not seeing through this. I'm in the shade. Look over here. You can't see it, but she is golden. Very nice color in the sun. Not like M43, but a step below that. Not as thick. Not as like oaty and filled out. That head retention has gone away. It's just a little bit of fuzz and film sitting on the top. Let's get an aroma. Actually smells really good. Orangey citrus. Stone fruit. It's got like a white grape juice complex playing into the citrus. It's very clean, but again, it's very fruit forward. It smells a little bit sweet. There's a little bit of pine on the back end, a little bit of like honey bread, honey wheat, like Hawaiian rolls, a little bit of that going on, but it's definitely leaning more towards the sweeter end of the spectrum than dry. So it's kind of like yeasty and like, again, just like Riesling, kind of white wine, grapey. There's a little bit of that like slight maltiness, but it's very, very faint, if you will, and the citrus very dominant. And I will say there's notes of like peach, maybe some apricots. But I won't go too far to say this is like tropical. I want to say it's leaning in the other categories, in the other directions. But let's get into this, guys. Flightless wheat, DDH wheat, great aromatics. Cheers. Then it's pinier and grassier than I thought. So I did get that little bit of like grassy pine. It does hang on. It's kind of green and vegetal on the back end. The bitterness comes out a little bit, but it's very smooth. Again, the citrus in this and the fruitiness in this, it's very strong. It's almost like Fruity Pebbles meets like Oberon, but there's like, again, this white wine kind of grape Riesling complex that brings this beer all together into one citrus kind of swig. I don't know. It's very good. It's very smooth. Nice body, and again, I'm going to say just the citrus, kind of like grassy pine, touch of floral. Just really, it goes really well with this like Riesling complex. If you guys ever like wine, like Riesling and sweet Riesling's like one of the first wines you're ever going to drink and ever going to enjoy. It's like a gateway drug. It leads you to the other things. It leads you to the red wine. Riesling's sweet. It's smooth. It reminds you of like Welch's grape juice, white grape juice. It has this, again, it's still a beer, but it has that smoothness and sweetness of a Riesling white wine. Very smooth. I'm actually a little bit shocked that there's any bitterness and pininess on the back end, because it is very sweet in the beginning. It balances out really nice, and it ends up being an easy sipper, guys. Yeah, I mean, DDH wheat, I could see this being, you know, a lighter version of, you know, Oberon, there's less orange. There's just a little bit less maltiness. This beer comes across a lot lighter, and it comes across a lot fruitier. Fruity pebbles again, Riesling wine, white grape, touch of floral, honey, mandarin, oranges kind of thing going into this. And again, not very tropical, maybe a touch of stone fruit. Kind of acidic too. There's an acidity on the back end. It's really good. Like, I mean, I'm not upset with this. It's not a beer that's like my go-to, but it's also a different kind of beer. You don't see this every day. DDH wheat, India Pale Ale. So it does give you some of that bitterness and some of that pine, while still giving you kind of that smoothness the wheat category brings. And then you kind of get that like white wine grapey kind of complex that does add a different layer to this beer. Really memorable, actually. Without being too overpowering and too ridiculous. It's a good beer. There is just a high acidity, almost like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Riesling. It does really have the higher acidity in this. Doesn't make it off-putting, it's just different. I like it. It's A for uniqueness, it's different, and you don't see this every day. I feel like it's so dumb to give like a 4 out of 5, because I feel like I give a lot of 4 out of 5s, but I could see this, even if it was like fresh on tap, I could really love this beer. I just really like it right now, so I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5. I know it's another 4, but guys, truly, Michigan has some great beer. This is definitely a 4 out of 5 for me, so it's been the Flightless from Transient Artisan Ales, and guys, remember, if you're going to pour a beer, pour Michigan beer.